Hoy, uno de cada 4 jóvenes en los Estados Unidos es hispano.
Eso significa que muchos de los futuros médicos, ingenieros, científicos y empresarios de nuestro país pueden ser tus hijos.
Todos sabemos lo difícil que es para ti enviarlos a la universidad.
Por eso queremos que sepas que no estás solo.
Y que cada día más gente te apoya para que lo logres. Muchos te apoyan y el Hispanic Scholarship Fund te ayuda a preparar, planear y pagar la universidad de tus hijos. Infórmate en hsf.net.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Welcome to Community Spotlight. I'm your host, Leah Hasledge. Today's Spotlight is on the Cleveland Cultural Gardens and the One World Day Festival. Our guests are Johnny Wu, who is the producer of the One World Day Festival, and Sheila Crawford, who's the Performance Committee Chair. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite.
So, first of all, tell us about the Cleveland Cultural Gardens and some of the history behind it.
Well, the Cleveland Cultural Gardens were started in 1916, so we're a little bit past our 100th anniversary, which is huge. And at the very beginning, it was all volunteers, and so for over 100 years, there were volunteers that ran all the gardens. And we started with the British Garden in 1916, and now we're up to 30 gardens that represent nationalities all over the world. And our motto is peace through mutual understanding. So the idea is that these gardens work together and we present our cultural icons, whether it's dance or music or composing or science or statesmanship or whatever. And by learning more about each other's countries and their history, we can understand each other and get along better in peace.
You said there's 30 gardens currently. Are there any other ones maybe in the works or people trying to get started?
We do. We have at least 8 gardens that are working on their designs. So they have property within our garden structure, but they're raising the money and they're creating their designs because each design should reflect the culture of the country. And that's a complicated process. Many of us try to bring plantings that are indigenous to our countries, and sometimes they won't grow in this weather, Cleveland. So that's a challenge. And then the architecture, whatever we put in, the monuments are all choices that the gardens have to make because obviously they have many heroes that they could honor, and it's difficult to pick just a few. So we have 8 gardens that are in the process of that, and then in addition there are many countries that are asking and inquiring and trying to figure out how this whole thing works.
Oh, very cool. So anyone, our viewers, can volunteer if they wanted to get more involved with their specific heritage.
Absolutely. They'd be more than welcome.
Now, the One World Day Festival is a way to celebrate all the gardens and all the nationalities combined. Tell us about One World Day and how that got started.
Well, this is our 73rd year, and so for 73 consecutive years, we've been doing this One World Day celebration, and it makes sense with our motto that we bring everyone together and celebrate our oneness. There's more of things that we are alike and then different. And so I think that's really the start of establishing this piece. So they began celebrating 73 years ago. And over that time period, it has changed a little bit. In the beginning, there were huge celebrations with thousands of people coming down. And then probably in the middle of our idea, it went down to like one garden where 3 or 4 gardens would help, but it was located in just one garden. And then probably about 6-7 years ago now, we decided to go back to the original and get ready for our 100th anniversary. So we started moving to get all the gardens involved, make it a full day celebration of all the nationalities. And that's where we are today, and we're really proud of the progress we've made. And we have a great group of people that come back every year to either perform or to cook for the groups that come in. And of course, we have a great deal of visitors that look forward to it every year and come back.
I can attest, I'm one of those visitors. I love One World Day. Tell us about some of the activities and events that we can look forward to, because there's a lot going on throughout the day.
Do you want to do that?
I can start. We first, all the gardens will be available to perform, to have different performances, or they have some activities going on. And then there's also food that people can buy and taste in different ethnic groups. We're also going to have the lolly, the trolley, that it's free. You can ride throughout the whole gardens. They're going to have a guided tour to tell you what the garden's about and a little bit of history in the background, so you can actually experience that. There's a very popular activity called the Passport to Peace. So it's basically every garden anyone can take a little passport. You go to different gardens, you get a stamp, but before you can get a stamp for as a reward, you need to be able to answer a question from the garden.
Oh.
So the garden will actually ask you a question about the history or something famous about who's the most famous NBA star in Ohio. We all know the answer to that, right?
Right.
So something like that, some similar question like that, or how to say number 3, number 2 in Korean or different languages, and so on and so on. So you can collect every gardens or the little stamp from them, and then you can go to the Federation booth and get a free item. So and then we also have performance in each gardens, and Sheila can explain a little more about that.
Yeah.
One of our ideas is we move forward in our history is to get each of the gardens more involved and more responsible for the actual activities of the day. So this year, each garden that's participating is involved with getting their own entertainment, their own food, and scheduling their own program, and then encouraging their nationality friends to come down and not only participate in their garden, but then to move on to the other gardens and see what else we have to offer. So because of that, we're going to have a great variety of entertainment and a lot of different things going on all through the day.
So 2 events in particular I enjoy and we should talk about is the Parade of Flags and the Naturalization Ceremony.
Yeah.
Correct.
So Parade of Flag is one of the most colorful event that we have at the gardens. It started with the Polish garden and all the way ending the Syrian garden this year. Sheila will be one of the MC, where once they pass through the Syrian garden, she will let everybody know about what kind of group they are and so on and so on. Last year was huge. Last year we had thousands of people there. I mean, the total attendance was about 24,000, but for the parade itself, it's huge. It's over maybe about 50 different, no, actually 100 groups, right? Participated and marching the parade. We have people on stilt. There's the Chinese dragons there. There's all the different performances. The Irish dance group, they were dancing throughout the whole thing, and lots of fun. Yeah. And then right after the parade's over, then they had the ceremony, which actually kick off the event, welcoming everybody. The mayor's going to speak, and then we have the new citizen naturalization, which is bring a lot of about 25 different new citizens coming to the garden and get sworn in to become U.S. citizens, and that is such a great opportunity and very touching.
I get choked up every time.
Oh.
Yes,
every time.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
because they seem so happy and so proud to become American citizens and just.
And what a great place, amongst all the nationalities here in Cleveland, then to invite these new citizens to join us and make this their home. And I just think it's a perfect setting for
How
it.
is it chosen? Like, how do you choose which new citizens are getting?
We don't choose them. We actually contact the court system, and the court actually assigned the people supposed to be sworn in that weekend to come to the garden. Okay. And the funniest part of all this is we usually have like 3 or 4 judges begging to be the person to sort them in.
That's great.
So they're trying to compete for each other to see who can do the better job, in a sense. It's a joke, but it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Now, if someone wanted to be a performer or a vendor or volunteer, because I'm sure you need volunteers.
Yes, we do.
How do we go about that whole process?
You can check out the website, which is clevelandoneworldday.org, or make it easy, cleowd.org, and you can actually all the information is there. For performance, I think it's almost, we are in performance, and vendor is already closed down, I believe, because we need to get all the information in for the program booklet by next week. So, but we definitely need a lot of volunteers. We are about 57% filled, but we need another 43% to be filled up.
And that's also on the website then?
It's on the website. You get a free t-shirt. You need to attend one of the orientations. You also come to hang out with everybody at the what you call the Volunteer Appreciation Day, where we invite them all back, and then we treat them for a nice, good time. There's a lot of raffles, like we raffle off tickets to Indian games and so on and so on.
So some nice incentives.
Yes.
And the other thing is, you know, the event takes place from 11 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night. So if you're a volunteer, you don't necessarily work that whole time. So it puts you in the situation, you're already there. So once your job is done, then you can walk around and enjoy everything else that's going on.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's a great opportunity.
Definitely. What's your personal favorite part of One World Day? What do you look forward to every year?
Well, there's so many things. You know, like Johnny mentioned, the parade is just spectacular because so many participants wear their native dress, and it's wonderful to see those rich fabrics and colors and styles and designs that reflect those countries, and to see them parade by in in togetherness, you know, which is the whole point. So I love that. I love the naturalization ceremony too. But then all the gardens with everything they have to offer, and actually sometimes I just stand there and watch the crowds moving through the gardens, appreciating what's there, the nature. You know, the city does a great job of helping us maintain our gardens and keeping everything in good shape. And just to see people sitting on the grass and sharing a sandwich or a lunch, it's just fabulous.
Yeah.
Same for you, Johnny?
Yes, mostly the process, and when the day of the One World Day, I usually will be driving around a golf cart, checking out all the different gardens and make sure people need what they needed. And you get all the delegates from the different gardens saying to us, oh my God, we so packed it, we ran out of the programs, we ran out of this, we ran out of that. And it makes us feel like people actually enjoying it. And you see all the participants going to the gardens and learning something new. So like the city of Cleveland, they have said to us, this is not a festival, but it's more a celebration of cultures. And through that, we're actually teaching people about different cultures. You're learning something new.
It does show how diverse we really are as a community.
Yes.
Now, how is this year's One World Day going to be different than previous ones? Anything new that we can look forward to?
Well, we have more groups in the parade this year, and a lot of different kinds of groups involved. Some of the acts are definitely new, some of the performing groups, but again, we're going to have fabulous music and dancing, and we're kind of putting an emphasis on workshops, and the dancing groups, we're trying to get them to ask the guests up and try their craft. And I know we're going to do that in the Irish Garden, and so we can get people up and dancing and having a good time. So I think that's important too.
Yeah, one of the performance group going to be doing, I think they're going to do like a street performers, is from Dayton, Ohio and Columbus, Ohio, two different Qipao group, basically a lot of Chinese women dressed in the traditional Chinese outfit and parade the whole area.
Oh, wow.
So make it very, very colorful. While you're going through the whole gardens, you see them there, and they'll pause for taking picture with you, and so on and so on. I think the Pakistani going to have a horse carriage, so people can ride around, enjoying the whole area. And I think there's a lot more. Just so many to look at. So many to do it. And all this information will be at the website too. So you can check out the website and put all the details.
But I think that's a good point. If someone's coming to One World Day, then if you have your ethnic dress from your family's heritage, you should bring it and wear it.
Definitely.
And now that it's going to be in September, it'll probably be a little bit cooler, and that might make it a little bit more comfortable to do that. So it is wonderful just to see everybody walking around the gardens in their native dress. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. Now, where would people park? Parking, is it free?
Yes, parking is free, and it's always been the most difficult task to trying to figure out the best way to put it, location-wise. So we have Metro Park. They'll be gracious enough to donate the area for us to park. And then we have the VA parking lot, the employee parking lot for the VA hospital. You can park there for free. And we have shuttles, free shuttle to take them from both parking lot to the entrance gate of each side.
Okay.
So in the south gate and the north gate, and then you can just, from there you can walk through it, or you take the trolley. Or we also have the 13 passengers car, golf cart, for anybody who cannot walk this long, they can actually try to ride those and take them anywhere.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We try our best to make everybody feel comfortable and have a good time.
And the event itself is free.
Yes,
which
the
is
event
great.
is free.
Everything's free. Yep.
Except for the food.
Right, if you buy food, then, but all the entertainment, and then,
Yeah.
the participation things, that's all free.
And it's great for all ages, for families, you know.
This event this year, I believe, is a consumatic event again, and also the city of Cleveland is very much supportive of it. So we really appreciate everybody helping to make it work.
Yes, great support.
Anything else you think viewers should know about One World Day or the Cultural Gardens itself?
No, just that it's a great Sunday activity, and it's a family activity. And we really encourage people to bring their whole families, from grandparents, great-grandparents down to newborns. It's just a great place for the family. There's lots to see, lots to do for the children, and it'll be a great time.
And of course, if anybody wants to bring their bicycle, as long as they're riding slowly, they're permitted to be inside the event.
Oh, great.
So.
And again, what was the website and contact information?
It's clevelandoneworldday.org, or you can use cleowd.org.
Thank you so much, Johnny and Sheila, for being here.
Thanks for the invite.
Thanks for
We're
asking
so
us.
excited for One World Day.
We'll see you there.
We are too.
Thank you. And thank you for tuning in. And of course, we'll have this information for you also at TV20cleveland.com. I'm Leah Hassage for Community Spotlight and TV20. Till next time.